It's your girl T here, back with the Tuesday vid. Yeah, I know you guys are having a beautiful, blessed day because it's Tea Time Tuesday, number one. And number two, because we're tea timers. It's just what we do. Our affirmation of the day is, why is every area of my life perfect? Why is every area of our lives perfect? Because we're tea timers. It's just what we do. I am going to ask some of the subscriber questions that I pulled from YouTube Studio. YouTube Studio is a place where creators can go to check stats, check comments, do all those types of things. I go in there to see what people are saying to me that I need to answer. I don't care about the analytics. I already know my channel's doing well in my mind, so I don't care what analytics say. If I look down, it's because I'm looking at a list. So the first question is 2 books that changed my life. 2 books that changed my life. The Power of the Subconscious Mind and The Power of Positive Thinking by Norman Vincent Peale. The first book is by Joseph Murray, I believe. I always confuse because the titles are so similar. But yeah, The Power of the Subconscious, The Power of Positive Thinking, and The Power of the Subconscious Mind. Those are 2 books that changed my life. Because when I was first starting conscious manifestation, I was very logical based. So I wanted to see how it broke down systematically how manifestation worked and the way our brains work, so I could put it together. So those 2 books changed my life, especially The Power of Positive Thinking. If you haven't read it, you can listen to it as an audiobook on YouTube for free, or you can order it from wherever you get your books from. A subscriber had a dream about war and it came true. Now she's affirming for peace. Affirming for peace is a beautiful thing, but you didn't force the war. That was a collective group effort. When a war breaks out, it's because one group of people hates another group of people for said reasons, and collectively they are affirming, most of the time unconsciously, against each other, and it breaks into a war. You could affirm that your reality is war-free. You live in a peaceful reality where you never see things, where you never have war, or you never hear of war. You can affirm for that, but your single focus on having a dream about war didn't bring that about. So it's not to worry, sweetie. A lot of times when we first start consciously manifesting, or throughout, we think that we cause every single thing that we see around us, like wars, famines, or things of that nature. Those are collective efforts, and those are usually based on history, on years, maybe centuries, maybe decades of thinking things, seeing them. Social media wasn't even back when a lot of these things happened, but the government pumping narratives into our mind, media pumping narratives into our mind, telling us that the war is breaking out, terror, this. It's a fear-based society from the government perspective that is being pumped at us. So when you get a group of people being in a fear-based mentality, that will help push forward these things in our 3D reality, like war, famine, etc. It's not your job to navigate that, but you can always affirm for peace and affirm that only good things happen in your reality and there's no suffering in your reality. You can do that. That's up to you. I messaged SP. Sorry, I'm trying to read through these. I wrote them down quickly. I messaged SP. Is that fine? Of course it's fine. You can message whoever you want. What I think you're referring to is you message them while you were affirming and you took the first step. It's not my favorite thing to do, message SP first, because I'm a firm believer and they should message you first as you're affirming for them. However, if that is something that you want to do, it's up to you. If you're if you're messaging them to see if they'll message you back, I wouldn't follow that mantra. If you're really living in your 4D, you should be believing that what you're creating will show up in your 3D. If you're affirming for a relationship with this person or constant contact, they're going to obviously contact you. Especially if you're in a relationship, they're going to be in touch with you all the time. I would mentally have a conversation with them in my head. I would see a text message chain play out like, hey, how are you? You're the most beautiful girl, or you're the most handsome man in the world. But would I text them first? It's not my forte in my 3D, in my reality, but you can go ahead. The one thing I would say is, if you text SP, do it from a state of neutrality, a state where if they text you back, that'd be wicked, but if they don't text you back, you'll be okay with it. If you feel like panicky that they won't text you back, or that when you text them you're going to be clock watching to see if they text you back, then I would stay away from texting them. That's, to me, showing me that I'm not in a place where I really feel like they're mine, or where I really feel like we are communicating all the time. So I would work on that belief within myself. What was the other question? Oh, what's the most powerful way to work on self-concept? Is it to do it morning and night, or I believe they were saying 10-minute method, which is Sammy Ingram's way of phrasing that for 10 minutes, I think 3 times a day is the way she does it, where she'll sit in a chair, get into a relaxed state, which is called a theta state. And it's when theta is when your subconscious is most wide open for you to suggest things, and it'll soak in quicker. So she does that 3 times a day for 10 minutes a day, and then it flew on YouTube as the 10-minute method. I think every method works. I think every method is super powerful. The way that I figure out what works for me is by testing everything out. Right now, I am using Sammy's method. But I always affirmed morning and night. Like, first thing when I wake up in the morning, I don't reach for my phone. If I do reach for my phone, it's to play a subliminal, which is usually myself recorded affirmations, and it kickstarts my brain. I'm using affirmations right now a lot because they're the most powerful to me on certain areas. And what I'll do is when I wake up first thing in the morning, I usually start affirming to myself, why is this the best day of my life? Why am I so beautiful? Why am I so chosen? Why am I so prioritized? Why am I healthy, whole, and complete? Why is it safe for me to get all my desires? Why do I wake up in my desired reality? Why do I have so much money in my account today? Why do I have so many great things happening for me? Etc., etc. I'll do that first thing in the morning and before I go to bed at night. I also script before I go to bed at night, just 1 page. I put affirmations and I set up my day for tomorrow. Why was tomorrow the most wonderful day? Why did so much abundance come into my life from everywhere? Why was tomorrow so fruitful in every area of my life? Why did this happen tomorrow? Da, 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 da. So when I'm going to sleep, my brain already has the idea that this has happened, and when I wake up, it will start my day beautifully, and those things will unfold meticulously. So I do it morning and night regardless of what method I'm using, and my go-to is ask-formations mixed in with affirmations, doing them morning and night. And now I've added in in the middle, about the middle of the day, maybe 1, 2, I sit and I get into theta state just by deep breathing and taking a couple of minutes to see nothing in my brain, and then I start affirming my affirmations for 10 minutes like Sammy suggests, because I like trying everybody's methods and see which one works. The morning and night has always worked for me. The key for me, and I think for the majority of you will start seeing big changes, is when a situation occurs, instead of reacting to it, you want to turn your attention away from it or affirm against it. So what do I mean by that? Let's say that somebody's giving you the business about a certain area of your life, like somebody's getting upset with you about something and it's really upsetting you. You could either be like, in your mind, you could be like, why is this the best conversation me and my friend have ever had? Why is my friend so good to me? Why is my friend so kind to me while it's going on? Like, they are talking and you could hear those affirmations in your mind. A lot of us are emotional beings, so this won't work for us. If you react with that conversation or that circumstance that's going on, maybe figuring out what your go-to is taking a walk gonna calm you down, is doing general affirmations. Like I told you guys, everything in my life is perfect. Everything in my life is perfect. I revise on the spot. So when I walk away from something and I'm like, I wish I didn't react to that, I revise it. I see it in my brain the way that I wish that it had, or the way that I feel it should have went. And like with the friend situation, I would hear my friend saying to me, hey, da 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 da, maybe I would visualize the original conversation and then I would re-visualize it as the way I want. So instead of them yelling at me about something, I would hear them saying, I love you, you're amazing, I think that we have the best friendship in the world, and I hope that every day with you, I hope every day I get to be your best friend, or whatever you want the scene to be. The other thing that I do when I'm really upset and I've reacted to something, when I'm walking away, is I say, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. That's the Ho'oponopono prayer, and it is forgiving yourself for creating that person in that way in your reality. So you're saying, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. Even if you feel at the moment that you don't like that person or hate that person, saying these things to yourself is relieving yourself of that feeling, because it's thanking, sorry, please forgive me, I love you to yourself. Okay, so moving forward, there was one more. I can't read my own writing. It says, SP blocked me, should I, okay. Why, SP blocked me, should I block him back? We were supposed to meet and it backtracked. I retaliated by blocking him after he blocked me. Why are you checking if SP blocked you? I understand the part where you said you're supposed to meet and he didn't. This is the thing that I was just talking about. I've been in this situation before where me and SP have made moves, and he was constantly contacting me, and we had date plans, and then it felt like, in my assumption was, he wasn't going to show up because he had done that to me before, and so I created my own assumption that he wasn't going to show up or cancel at the last minute or ghost, and it happened. Instead, we want to train ourselves to not anticipate for nonsense. We want to anticipate that this is going to be different, because we are a different person. We're a person who always gets called, who dates are followed up on, who people want to see more than anything in life. And if you ask yourself this question before you do a behavior, is this the chosen, loved, wanted version of me checking if I'm blocked, or assuming that somebody won't show up for me? Or is this the version of me that I'm become accustomed to, which is lack, wanting, needing, putting someone on a pedestal? You want to hit every situation like the desired version of yourself, the girl or the man who has it all, like the it version of yourself. If you were the Beyonce, or I don't know, let's say you were the Beyonce or the Beckham in your reality, would you be waiting on somebody to contact you, or would you be waiting on a date, or waiting on this or that? No, you'd be like, I'm the ish. Everybody around me wants me. Everybody around me needs me. I'm a top priority to everybody. So they're lucky that I even returned their phone call. They're lucky that I even gave them my number. They're lucky that they even have a chance to date me. This is the attitude you want to carry forth into your SP situations. And situationships don't scream prioritized. When you are sleeping with the person and they're treating you like garbage, put up boundaries in your 3D reality. If you want to show up for me, I'm a 10. Act like a 10 when you're talking to me. Act like a 10. If they make plans with you and you're affirming, this is the best date of my life, everything's going to work out for me, and they don't show up for you, ignore it. Just keep affirming that you had a great time with them. They were excellent. They showed up the way that you wanted them to, and you could have anybody you want. They're lucky that they did. I guarantee you, if you stay in that energy, they won't ghost you. They will show up for the date, and they will be worshiping you on the date. But if you slip out of it and it so happens that the date doesn't go forward, or they stop talking to you for a minute, keep affirming in your powerfulness, your powerful state, not the state like, oh my God, I hope they call me back. Oh my God, why did they block me? I'm going to block them and retaliate. And I'm not saying this in a making fun of you way. I'm saying this in a I've been there way. But if you are affirming and coming from lack, you're going to bring it into you. It's like if you think about that one person in your life that they call you all the time, they text you all the time, they always want to hang out with you, but you don't want much to do with them and they annoy you. That's the energy you're going to give off coming from a lack mentality. But you know those people who you try and meet up with them or link up with them, and they're available sometimes, but sometimes they're not, and they set their boundaries clear. They're like, you better be on time when you meet with me, you better show up in a certain way when you meet up with me, and they're very clear on their standards. You want to hang out with that person, and you're very serious when you meet up with that person because you know that they won't tolerate BS. This is the type of person we need to be when we are showing up for our SP and our reality, because if you don't love yourself and make yourself a priority, who is going to love you like that and make you a priority somebody if you don't even feel that way about yourself. If y'all have questions, please ask them below. I love y'all, but not as much as you should be loving yourselves. Have a beautiful, blessed Tuesday, where I'll be answering more questions next Tuesday, so keep them coming. Bye!